Welcome.
There's a skill I didn't discover until I was 41, and at that moment, I was on the verge of losing absolutely everything. Here's the truth. You're never going to feel like doing the things that will change your life, but you have to do them anyway. You think you're stuck, but what you really are is scared to start. If you only take action when you feel motivated, you'll never reach the life you're dreaming of. Let them misunderstand you. Let some people walk away. Let them go, and keep moving forward. You don't need to be ready. You just need 5 seconds of brave determination. Everyone wants success, but few are willing to hear the truth behind it. This video might confront you. It might challenge every excuse you've made, but if you stay until the end, it could mark a new beginning. She's not just a best-selling author or one of the most influential voices in personal growth. She's someone who turned rock bottom into a global movement. Let's welcome the unstoppable force of truth, Mel Robbins. Did you know most people watching this haven't subscribed yet? You can support this channel for free by clicking subscribe, hitting the like button, and sharing in the comments which part hit you the hardest. That simple gesture tells me this matters. Keep going. So do it right now, because sometimes one decision really does change everything. And maybe today is that day for you. The skill that changed my life at 41 was one I didn't want to hear. I hated it. I rejected it. I was 41. Nearly $1 million in debt. My marriage was hanging by a thread. Everything we'd worked for was slipping away. I was stressed, exhausted, burned out, and completely lost. Here's the truth most people avoid. The skill that changed my life was doing what I needed to do, even when I didn't feel like doing it. That's it. No magic. No inspirational slogans, just action, uncomfortable, necessary, consistent action. If you're looking for something easy, this isn't the video for you. What I'm about to share isn't a viral quote for social media. It's real life. I didn't need to visualize more dreams. I didn't need more empty affirmations. I needed to get out of bed when I didn't want to. I needed to stop hitting snooze, stop complaining, and start showing up even when it was hard. Let me be clear. This isn't about ignoring rest or denying your emotions, but feeling something isn't the same as making a decision. And if you let your feelings decide your life, you'll stay stuck in a loop of chaos. And deep down, you already know what that feels like. The moment my life began to change was forgettable. No fireworks, no divine revelation. It was a Tuesday. The alarm went off. I was lying there, numb, drained, unmotivated. But instead of turning away or grabbing my phone, I counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. I got up. That was it. A small act of rebellion against my own self-sabotage. That one choice became a habit. That habit rewired my mind, and that mindset pulled me out of the darkest chapter of my life. Do you know how confidence is built? By doing the hard thing, especially when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when every part of you wants to quit. Do you think success is luck? A miracle reserved for a chosen few? It's not. Success is boring. It's repetitive. It's unglamorous. It's waking up at 5:30 when no one else does. Making the hard call. Folding the laundry. Saying no to shiny distractions. I don't care how big your dream is. What matters is whether you'll do what's required when it's no longer exciting. I've been there. Years without income. Sleepless nights. Rejections. Silence. Awkward moments where the only person who believed in me was me. What kept me going wasn't talent, it was consistency. It was discipline. If you only remember one thing from this, let it be this. You're never going to feel like doing the hard thing. Do it anyway, because your future depends on it. I built my career, my business, and my peace of mind by making that decision every single day. Not once, not over a weekend, every single day. And I still do. I still use the 5-second rule. There are still mornings I want to give up, but I don't. And that's why I'm still here. If you're sitting there thinking, Mel, I'm tired, I'm drained, I don't even know where to start. I get it. I see you, and here's what I say. Start with the next 5 seconds. That's it. Count it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move. That one step is your exit. It's your proof that you haven't given up yet. You don't have to believe in yourself all the way. Just believe in the next 5 seconds and repeat it again and again. That's how I saved my life, and if I could do it, from anxiety, from bankruptcy, from chaos, so can you. Why is success all about not giving up? Because in the last 15 years, I've learned this. It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about persistence. That's it. Want the secret to building your dream business, a life you're proud of, becoming someone your future self will thank? Don't give up. And I know what you're thinking. Mel, I've tried everything, and nothing's worked. I hear that all the time, and here's what I say, then try again. But do it smarter, do it differently, do it with more discipline. I had a TV show canceled, I failed launches, I gave speeches to half-empty rooms. And you know what I did? I kept going, with shame, with exhaustion, with terrible results, even when nobody clapped, and that is exactly why I'm still standing. Why? Because I understood something that changed everything. Quitting guarantees failure, but continuing, even awkwardly, keeps the door open. Listen closely. There is no final destination in life. There's only the next step, and then another, and then one more. Those people you admire online, the ones whose lives look perfect, they've failed more times than you've even tried. The only difference is, they didn't let failure be the end of their story. So let me say it straight. You won't always feel like it. You'll feel insecure. You'll be rejected. You'll mess up. You'll launch something, and no one will notice. But if you stop there, you might be quitting just one step before everything was about to shift. I built everything I have with persistence, the podcast, the books, the stages, not because I was the smartest person in the room, but because I kept getting back up. Yes, you'll make mistakes. Yes, people will judge you. Yes, it'll move slower than you want, but in the process, you'll become someone who doesn't quit, and that's worth more than any external result. Write this down right now. I don't stop when it gets hard. I stop when it's done. Now live that. Everything you dream of is waiting on the other side of one decision, the decision to keep going, to keep showing up, to keep fighting for the life you deserve, even when it's boring, even when it's lonely, even when no one's clapping. Success is simple. Don't give up. It's not about inspiration, it's about discipline. It's recording a podcast with 11 listeners. It's writing blog posts that no one's reading yet. It's choosing consistency over applause. And one day, if you don't quit, you'll look back and say, I became someone who doesn't give up. And that's how success finds you. You want to know how I prepared myself emotionally for abundance? The truth? I wasn't. Not emotionally, not mentally, not logistically. You see the podcast numbers, the book sales, the sold-out events. But what you don't see is the inner work it took to let myself fully experience those moments. I'm not just talking about accepting success. I'm talking about feeling it, being present for it, living it. For years, decades really, I wasn't emotionally available for the good things. I lived in a constant state of anxiety, always feeling like I wasn't enough. And when you live like that, abundance doesn't feel like a blessing, it feels like a threat. Have you ever received something good, a compliment, an opportunity, a moment of peace, and instantly tensed up or overanalyzed it? That was me. When the let them theory started to go viral, I felt it. That moment when you realize, this is bigger than me. This isn't just content. This is connection. This is a movement. And for the first time, I made a new choice. I wouldn't hide. I wouldn't let fear sabotage this experience. I asked for help. A friend shared an image that shifted everything. Imagine you're on a plane going 500 miles per hour. Your job isn't to fly it. Your job is to sit back, hold your water bottle, look out the window, and enjoy the ride. That's abundance. Fast, intense, exhilarating. But if you try to control it, you crash. So instead of panicking, I practiced being present. I asked myself, can I just be here? Can I trust this moment? Can I receive joy without guilt? This practice isn't easy. I still wrestle with it. There's still a part of me that wants to control. But now I pause and I remind myself, I don't have to earn this moment. I just need to live it. Here's a deeper truth. I only learn to receive abundance when I stop tying my self-worth to my productivity. Because if your identity is based on what you achieve, then abundance starts to feel like pressure. But when you know who you are, abundance becomes a mirror, reflecting back the light that was always inside you. So you want to be ready for abundance? Train yourself in presence. Appreciate the people who believed in you before the applause. Ask yourself not just what you're creating, but who you're becoming while you create it. Because abundance isn't just money or influence. It's the ability to enjoy without guilt, be grateful without fear, stay grounded, while everything around you grows. And that, my friend, is something you cultivate from the inside out. It's not glamorous, but it changes everything. The ability to be present in the middle of success. Because let me tell you, success doesn't feel the way you think it will. We imagine some big event, cheers, champagne, a magazine cover, and yes, sometimes that happens. But I've learned that success often arrives in quiet moments. And the real question is, are you present enough to notice it when it comes? Let me share a moment that changed everything for me. I was backstage, about to speak to one of the biggest audiences of my life, and inside, I felt nothing. No nerves, no joy, just disconnected. And it scared me. For years, I thought reaching this level of success would silence the doubt, the inner critic, the fear, but it didn't. Why? Because success doesn't bring presence. Presence is a skill, it's a practice, it's a choice, especially when everything finally starts to go well. I've seen it over and over again. People work for years to reach a goal, and when they finally get there, they can't enjoy it. Why? Because they're already thinking about the next thing, because they compare themselves, because deep down, they're afraid to lose it all. If that sounds familiar, let me tell you, you're not broken. You're human. But here's your warning. If you don't learn to be present in your success, you'll sabotage it. I've done it. I've launched projects only to instantly criticize them. I've stood on stage, received a standing ovation, and obsessed over the one negative comment. I've shrunk in rooms I had every right to shine in, just because I didn't feel worthy. That's why this message matters to me so deeply. Success isn't just about what you build. It's about how you receive it, how you feel it, how you breathe through it. When I talk about the power of presence, it's not a pretty phrase. It's a real tool that helps you live while you grow. It keeps you grounded while everything around you rises. It allows you to say, yes, this is happening, I'm here, I belong here, and I'm not going to miss it. Sometimes presence means standing in the middle of the mess, crying kids, overflowing inbox, pressure building, and still saying, this is my life. I'm not running from it. I'm going to feel it. Other times it's something simple, looking out the window on a flight and letting the tears fall, laughing with your partner after a tough week and realizing this too is success. Eating the same breakfast you always do and feeling deep gratitude that it's there again. Do you want to know what changed my relationship with success? I stopped running. I started listening. I grounded myself. I created small rituals. I don't touch my phone in the first 10 minutes of my day. I look my team in the eyes and really listen. When the pressure builds in my chest, I go for a walk instead of forcing myself to push through. Simple things, but they bring me back to myself. They remind me I'm not just here to perform. I'm here to live. If you're chasing a dream, don't just ask yourself how you're going to get there. Ask yourself how you're going to receive it when it comes. Because presence is how we feel fulfillment. It's what turns momentum into meaning. It's what makes it all worth it. So, What do you do when you don't feel like it? Let's be clear, you're not going to feel like doing the things that truly change your life. No matter how inspired you feel right now, that spark fades, and when it does, you'll be left with one choice. Take action, or wait until you feel ready again. That's the trap. Most people live their lives waiting for confidence, waiting for clarity, waiting for motivation. I've been there too, lying in bed, not wanting to move. Reading emails that made me feel like a fraud, standing on stage wondering if I even deserved to be there. And every time I had to ask myself, do I move or do I hide? That's where the 5-second rule was born. Not as a productivity hack, but as a survival strategy. I needed to shut down that inner voice, so I'd count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move. I've used it thousands of times, and I still do. Because even after everything I've accomplished, there are days I don't want to record, don't want to lead, don't even want to fold the laundry. But I do it, because my future needs me to. This is the truth. If you only act when you feel like it, you'll never get what you really want. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. If you're waiting for motivation, you'll never build the life you dream of. Champions don't depend on how they feel. They rely on habits, on discipline, on self-respect. And here's the key. The more you take action without feeling like it, the more confidence you build. That's how self-esteem is made. Not with affirmations, but with action, especially when no one's watching. Do you think successful people are more motivated than you? They're not. They're just better trained at ignoring their emotions and moving anyway. That moment when you don't feel like it, that's where the change happens. That's where you rewire your brain. That's where you prove to yourself, I can count on me. Want to change your health, your relationships, your work, your peace? Then act in spite of how you feel. Start with one thing, one decision, one moment where you rise above your hesitation and move. Hate your job? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Update your resume. Avoiding your finances? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the banking app. Don't want to work out? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put on your shoes. It's not about a massive leap. It's about the next move. That's where your real power lives. Let me be honest with you. I don't have all the answers, but I do know this. Motivation is unreliable. Emotions are temporary. Consistent action is what leads to transformation. So the next time your mind says, I don't want to, you already know the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Move. Let that tiny step become the start of something massive. The 2 things holding you back and how to overcome them. After coaching thousands of people, writing books, giving talks, and building this podcast, I can say this with confidence. What's really holding you back is not a lack of money, not a lack of time, not a lack of talent. It's 2 things, discouragement and self-doubt. Let's break it down. First, discouragement. That emotional weight that hits when something you try just doesn't work. You launch an idea, a project, and the response? Silence. The danger of feeling like this isn't just sadness, it's that discouragement starts planting false beliefs like, this isn't for me. This is pointless. I'm not cut out for this. I've been there. Days where I felt invisible. Meetings where I felt like a fraud. Failed launches. But the most toxic part was the story I started telling myself about what that failure meant. Discouragement doesn't just drain your energy, it rewrites your identity if you're not careful. So what do? Move. Take action, even if it's small. Open your laptop, ask for help, make the call, prove to yourself you're not done. Now the second one, self-doubt. This one runs deeper because it's personal. A lot of the time, you don't doubt yourself because you failed. You doubt yourself because you're afraid of what people will say if you fail. You hold back, anticipating criticism. You question your ideas, already assuming they won't be well received. You don't even take the first step because you're too busy managing other people's opinions in your head. But here's the truth. Most of your doubts aren't even yours. They're old voices, old judgments, wounds that haven't healed. And if you don't take control of that inner dialogue, it'll take control of you. So what can you do? Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for someone else to validate your path. Decide that if this matters to you, then that's enough. Try this. The next time doubt shows up, ask yourself, what would I do right now if I fully believed in myself? What's the next brave step, not the perfect one? You don't need a 5-year plan. You just need one bold move right now. Let me say it again. Discouragement is normal. Doubt is human. But they don't get to drive the car. You are in control. Don't wait to feel invincible. Move forward with the fear. Don't wait to feel confident. Build that confidence with action. And please stop counting yourself out before you've even started. You're not late. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're right on time. This moment, this is your next step. Now, why did let them change everything? Want to know the moment that completely shifted my energy? It wasn't a TED Talk. It wasn't a coaching session. Not even a book. It was my daughter, pressing her fake nails into my arm and whispering the words that became the most important lesson of my life. Let them. Let them go. Let them think differently. Let them do it their way. Let them not get it. It was prom night. I was trying to manage everything: outfits, timing, photos, food, and she looked at me, exhausted, and said, "It's their night, not yours. Let them." Boom. My nervous system froze. I realized I'd spent so much of my life trying to control everything and everyone, not because I'm a bad person, but because control made me feel safe. Now I know this with total clarity. Trying to control others is the fastest way to lose yourself. Do you do this too? Rereading texts, overanalyzing what someone might think, getting frustrated that your family doesn't support you. It's exhausting. You can't control every detail of life and expect peace. You can't force anyone to understand you. You can't manipulate your way into being accepted, but you can let go. Let them talk. Let them stay silent. Let them disagree. Let them walk away. And while they do whatever they want, you focus on what matters to you. This isn't passivity. This is liberation. Because when you spend all your energy adjusting to everyone's reactions, you lose your direction. You disconnect from your voice. No wonder you feel tired. No wonder you feel lost. Listen, you don't owe anyone a version of you that just makes them comfortable. When I started repeating "let them" in my mind, I could finally breathe. I stopped chasing approval. I stopped explaining every decision, and with that, peace returned. Clarity came back. My energy rose again. And you know what happened when I stopped trying to control everything? I reconnected with myself, with my authenticity. That phrase went viral. The podcast episode exploded. People got "let them" tattooed on their skin. I got messages from people who saved relationships or finally walked away from places they had outgrown. And I realized it wasn't just a phrase, it was a way of life, a daily decision to stop trying to control what you can't and come back to yourself. So let me say this clearly. Someone doesn't get your vision. Let them. They don't support your growth. Let them. They think you're too sensitive, too intense, too ambitious. Let them. While they talk, you create. While they leave, you stay grounded. Here's the truth. Not everyone is meant to go with you, and that's okay. Say it with me. Let them, let them, let them, and then let yourself be free. Instead of reacting, I started connecting with myself. I started feeling safe from within. We're all looking for strategies, but sometimes the bravest thing you can do is sit with the part of you that's been waiting to be heard. That younger version of you, from 10, 20, even 30 years ago. The one who learned to stay quiet, to play small, to run and protect herself. She deserves to heal too, because you can't build a peaceful life if your body is living in survival mode. Want deep change? Start with your body, start with your breath, start by being still. And above all, be kind to yourself. This is inner work, brave work, but it's the most important kind, because when you find safety within yourself, everything around you begins to transform. If I could go back in time and say one thing to my younger self, it would be this: you don't need to control everything to feel safe. But for many years, I didn't get it. I thought if I organized every detail, anticipated every possible problem, and got everyone to react the way I wanted, then everything would be okay. But it wasn't. The truth is, I ended up exhausted. And if you feel that way too, let me tell you something. You're not tired because of your dreams or your goals. You're tired because you're trying to carry the whole world on your shoulders. Control isn't protecting you, it's draining you. Here's a truth most people avoid. Control is an illusion. It's a false sense of security fed by fear and anxiety, and the more you chase it, the less peace you have. You think you're being responsible, organized, mature, but really, you're just trying to survive. I've lived it. I used to anticipate my partner's moods, manage every detail at home, rehearse conversations in my head before saying a word. Why? Because I was terrified of chaos, of conflict, of the unexpected. Until I realized something that changed me deeply. The opposite of control isn't disorder, it's trust. It's believing that no matter what happens, you'll know how to respond. It's accepting that you can't control how others see you, but you can choose how you treat yourself. You don't need to anticipate everything to feel peace. You need to learn to let go. Letting go isn't giving up. Letting go is setting yourself free. When you let go, you stop trying to please everyone. You stop carrying what isn't yours. You stop fixing what you can't change. And the most beautiful thing is, when you let go, you can finally breathe. I remember once standing in a long line at a store, only one register open, the line endless. My mind started racing. Why don't they open another one? I'm wasting time. I've got a million things to do. Then suddenly, a quiet voice inside said, "Let them be. Let them go slow. Let them be. Let yourself be." I took a breath and relaxed. And for the first time in a long time, I felt peace without anything around me changing. That's what I want for you. When your partner pushes your buttons, let it go. When your coworker gets on your nerves, let it go. When someone criticizes you online, let it go. And you stay with yourself. You stay focused. You protect your energy. Because your power isn't in controlling what's outside. It's in how you choose to respond. And the more you practice letting go, the more you realize you don't need everything around you to change in order to feel peace within. The greatest gift of letting go is coming home to yourself. You stop over-explaining. You stop trying to be everything for everyone. You stop carrying what was never yours. And what shows up instead? Space, freedom, presence. So if right now your shoulders are tense, your jaw is tight, and your mind is racing, maybe this is your moment to let go and finally be free. If you're building something, a business, a brand, a community, there's one mindset that changes everything. Stop competing. Start collaborating. I know. They taught you this is a race, that there's only room for one person at the top, that you have to work harder, stand out more, shine brighter than everyone else. But you know what? That mindset is broken, and it's holding you back. You'd be surprised to know that many of the biggest creators, authors, podcasters, entrepreneurs, we're friends. We support each other, recommend each other, check in. I've even talked to people like Lewis Howes just to ask how he's doing. He's not worried that we're in the same space. He supports me, and I support him. Why? Because we're not competing. We're in community. When one person wins, we all rise. When you support others, they support you. That idea that there's not enough for everyone, that scarcity mindset, and that's what's keeping you stuck. I used to think that way. If someone else achieved something, I felt like I lost something. I'd walk into a room feeling like I had to justify why I was there. I lived in comparison, in defense, exhausted. But when I let go of that mindset, everything shifted. I started sharing, recommending, celebrating others' wins. And you know what? I didn't lose anything. I gained so much more. When you create from a place of collaboration, you become attractive, trustworthy, magnetic. People feel good around you. They want to work with you. And then the opportunities you once couldn't see start to show up. Want to build something that lasts, that has purpose, that makes an impact? Build relationships, not just achievements. And stop trying to be the best. Start asking, who can I support today? Who can I learn from? Who can I build something great with? I remember something Jay Shetty once told me, and I'll never forget it. The people you think you're competing with are the ones who understand you the most. Yes, your friends and family love you, but if they're not doing what you do, they might not fully get it. You know who does? That local entrepreneur, that creator with a similar audience, that author writing just like you. They get it, and instead of seeing them as threats, why not see them as allies? That's how restaurants thrive side by side on the same street. That's how entire industries flourish. That's how real movements begin. Here's your challenge today. Reach out to someone whose work you admire. Congratulate someone who's doing it right. Share what you've learned. Celebrate more. Criticize less. Build a support circle with those walking the same path. Because this isn't a race, it's a relay. And when you pass the baton, it comes back multiplied. Collaboration isn't a luxury. It's the hidden key that unlocks peace, growth, and purpose. Because when we grow together, we grow stronger, and you'll never have to do it alone again. If there's one thing that's clear from everything Mel shared today, it's this. Real success doesn't happen on the stage. It happens in the unseen, in emotional chaos, in uncomfortable silence, and in those raw moments when you choose to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. Success is not giving up, it's letting go. It's trusting that your presence is more powerful than your need to control everything. If this resonated with you, pause for a moment. Maybe today's the day you stop sabotaging yourself and start choosing yourself. Hit like if something here touched your soul. Subscribe. It costs you nothing but means everything to this channel. Leave me a comment. What part spoke to you the most? Your support helps this message go further and reminds me that what we're creating here is real, together. And don't stop here. Click on the next video or dive into the full Mel Robbins playlist, because your transformation starts with one decision. And if you've made it this far deep down, you already know. Believe. You're capable of so much more than you think.